Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel, and we're going to get back into something a little bit more comfortable. We are still connected, or we're going to connect to VATSIM. We don't have anything really in the area for us to really worry about. So, but if we do fall into an area, we got a bunch of Azerbaijan airlines moving with Alpha India Group. We're going to be flying leg 85 of our world tour. Let's see, from Haydar Aliyev International Airport in Baku, Azerbaijan to Baghdad International Airport in Baghdad, Iraq. This flight's based on Iraqi Airways 422, flown using, well, I put it in everywhere as 442, so either way, it's based on, I think it's based on 422. Could be 442. Nope, 422. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Wait a second here. There we go. Alright, we're flying to... Hey, what's up, Prayer Warriors? Thanks for stopping by. We're just about to get ready to go down to Baghdad from Baku, Azerbaijan. Hopefully everything works out well. We're using the Iraqi Airways livery created by Selçuk Diklataz, Alpha India Group's traffic, and again, Bijan Habashi's 4-season pack, and as always, FlyByWire's incredible A320neo mod for the A320neo. Let's kind of zoom down here into the airport. Got some Buddha Airways over here. Azerbaijan. We're all the way on the other side of this terminal. Tucked in with a bunch of Azerbaijan planes. One Iraqi Airways. Alright, so let's see if we get the power connected here. Catering, baggage. Adjust the camera a little bit, but get a look at that nice cool green livery right there for Iraqi Airways. Last flight of the day here, we did a VATSIM event earlier today, and it was kind of crazy, and eventually had to just get off VATSIM because it was just too busy, and I just couldn't spend enough time to focus on it. All right, let's get in the plane. And we even got some coffee cups. Not the greatest looking coffee cups though. Alright, parking brake is set. Flaps and ground spoilers are retracted. Master switch is normal. Ignition switch is normal. Master switches for the engines are off. Thruster is idle. Let's see. Gear is down, nose wheel steering, our anti-skid on, wipers are off, and we are ready to hit the battery switches. Make sure our ATC doesn't interfere right now. And we got external power. I have 1, 2, and 3. Checklist, make sure we're doing everything we need to do. Let's do our APU fire tests. Hi Eve Wright, welcome to the stream. Just headed to Iraq on leg 85 of the world tour. And we'll see how many people show up. Again, this is probably this week. If this is your usual time for streaming, watching streams, well, maybe on the weekends, but come next week, I'm going to be at work at this point. Starting work at 6 p.m. in the evening, going until 6 a.m. in the morning. Those streams will probably be either late afternoon, 4 p.m. Hopefully get a flight in there, or after work, probably more likely after work, early in the morning. So we'll probably gain some different audiences throughout the week. All right, let's get the fuel plugged in first. Our OFP 7287. Oh, wanted real. When it does that. I don't know why it keeps changing like that. I like to kind of just have it go real time. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why. I just like to do it. 7287. $7 to take for that, for fueling. We got the refueling. IR lines in 6 minutes. Outer tank fuel crossfeed. Let's jump into the ATSU. Get our passengers loading on. Weights and balances. Send the request. 174 passengers. Full plane today. We'll start the boarding. Bring up Pack X for the true. Well, I don't know which one's the true simulation of the passengers. Fly with career mode. Flight today, just under 2 hours. 175 passengers here. 36,000 for cruise. No boarding music or safety brief. We'll do in-flight entertainment system today. Alright. Eve's name is pronounced Eve, like Christmas Eve, and my surname is Wright, like Wright. Yep. Pretty self-explanatory on that one. Where were we? We get our IFR clearance. IFR clearance.
Baku clearance delivery, Iraqi 442 IFR to Baghdad, ready to copy.
Iraqi 442 is cleared to Baghdad Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 34 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 129.3 squawk 5504.
5504.
Iraqi 442 cleared to Baghdad Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 34 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure on 129.3 squawk 5504.
Iraqi 442 read back correct. Contact ground on 135.1. Good day.
Alright, we'll tune the ground, and we're going to be taking off runway 34 today. So let's get into the flight computer our flight plan. Put up for you guys there in the flight pad. Actually look on the flight pad over there too, but alternate is Oscar India Charlie India. Flight number 442. Cost index 5. And cruising is flight level 360. Flight plan. We're going to go to Gilab is our first waypoint. And we're going to take the airway, so we're going to click on this left button, right button here on airways, and it's going to be Tango 444. Yep, first woman in the Bible is Eve. Alright, Zibo is our next waypoint, and then we're going to go direct to pad. That's going to be a VOR. Papa Alpha Delta. Ooh, okay, that's... I think we're going to go here with that frequency, 112.2. I think either one of these would work, technically. Then we're going to go to an airway. Alpha 422. Alpha 422. To another VOR, Tango Bravo Zulu. Did not put that airway in. Check if that's alright. Alright, not a big deal, those waypoints. We'll just go Tango Bravo Zulu. We'll just skip putting those other ones in. Not the end of the world. We'll take direct to VUSEB. For VUSEB, we have an airway. Let's see if this works. Lima 417. There we go. And taking that to MUTAG, Mike, Uniform, Tango, Alpha, Golf. We'll be flying that direct into the airport. Alright, so there's the flight plan. Go to our plan page. Just want to make sure there are no discontinuities. Looks good. Back to the top, we are taking off runway 34. Insert. Alright, let's see. Alright, we have the IR has completed. We have our still fueling up. Gonna get rid of the catering. Gonna go to the performance calculator. First thing I need is the total takeoff weight is 66,600 kilograms. Hitting wrong buttons. Alright, we're going to keep the air conditioning on our takeoff. Our runway length today. Runway 34 is 4,000 meters. Runway heading is 341. Airport elevation is, I believe it's 10. There we go. Let's get the ATIS.
Baku Airport information, Golf 0300 Zulu. Wind 284 entry. Visibility 5. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,800 feet. Temperature 6. Dew point 10. QNH 30.03. ILS runway 34 in use. Landing and departing.
Alright, so that's all we got right now. We have to wait for the passengers to get on board. Get our 0 fuel weight, center of gravity. No smoking signs on. Armed, seatbelts on. Have logo lights on. We're not going to need anti-ice or anything. Away the calculator for now. Jump outside the plane. Or any other ATC. There were some of those Azerbaijan planes moving around. Guess they must have taken off before we were on the right frequency. Alright, we're going to send away the baggage. Welcome into the stream. If you're just joining, we are flying Baku, Azerbaijan to Baghdad, Iraq. Flight 85 of my world tour. We're going to be checking Iraq off of our country's visit. Should be a pretty takeoff here as the sun comes up in Azerbaijan. Let's see how the passenger weights are coming in. Weight and balances. You see that zero fuel center of gravity was way off. That's because all our rear rows, our economies, have filled in, and we have rows 7 through 13 are boarding right now. Not exactly the same thing as Pack X. Pack X is a little bit different. I wish they could tie them together. It'd be pretty cool, but yeah, here they're not loading in any order. They do. After the stream, will you be doing Iraq to Turkey? No, we're doing... Next flight, I believe, is... What's my next flight? Next flight's to Beirut. We're going to be flying to Lebanon. Well, Iraq to Lebanon, and then from Lebanon we'll be flying to Turkey, and Turkey to Israel. That's not going to be tonight. After this flight, it's going to be about 9 o'clock, and I'm going to be getting ready for bed. Then we'll stream in the morning. Maybe stream in the morning before noon. Do that Lebanon flight. FTR Lando, I saw you last night. You was going from Baghdad to Baku. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thank you very much, FTR Lando. Yep, I was flying from Baghdad to Baku, and now we're going to be flying... No, not Baghdad. We were flying Tehran to Baku. That's what you must have seen. We flew Tehran, Iran, to Baku, Azerbaijan, and now Baku down to Baghdad. No problem. Yep. Yeah, kind of bouncing back and forth here. Yeah, so next few flights are going to be... We're going to fly over to Lebanon, to Beirut, then Beirut to Istanbul, to the new airport there, Lima Tango Foxtrot Mike. Big, giant, beautiful airport. And then we're going to fly out of there back to Tel Aviv, Israel. I don't have the payware, so don't ask. I'm not getting the payware for that. It's not worth the money. I'm only going to fly there a few times. Yeah, we're going to be going towards the UK. What flight are we on? We're on 85. It's going to be a little while, but hopefully if I can keep up doing a flight a day, shouldn't be too long. Flight... Yeah, sorry, it's going to be flight 106, so we're on 85, so about, what is that, 20 flights from now? 21 flights. We're going to be flying Geneva to Heathrow, and then we're going to fly Heathrow down to Jersey, and then Jersey to Guernsey, and then Guernsey back up to Gatwick, and Gatwick to the Isle of Man, Isle of Man over to Edinburgh. So we're going to have, basically around the UK, we're going to have probably, when it's all said and done, I'm going to say probably 6, 7, 8, 9 flights in that area. Yep, another bot. East Midlands Airport. Let me put that in on my Discord suggestion page. Flight requests, I think. Alright, so what was that? Midlands. East Midlands Airport. I'll have to check it out. And at some point I'm going to start, we're going to settle a solid schedule here, like on VFR flights, and maybe in Eastland, some of these airports, some of these flights can easily go into that. Alright, how are we doing on passengers?
Yeah, how much longer do we have on our boarding process?
We're still boarding. Let us know.
We're going to turn on the protected windshield. We're going to lock the cockpit door. Barometric reference is set. VOR and ADF if required. We don't need them right now. Altitude is our initial altitude. Speed is not dashed, but it will go dashed. IRS alignment aligned. We have arc and 10 nautical miles. Flight director is both on. And we're going to start the APU right now. It's my favorite part because you can actually just see the APU. You can hear it right here. See the exhaust? Hear it? Hear the engine? APU start cooling up. I play K-Rock of versions, knockoff versions of Microsoft Flight Simulator on Roblox, and I always go from Dubai to East Midlands Airport. I play Flight Sim on Roblox. I have no idea what Roblox is, to be honest. Eve, I am in Wisconsin, United States, Wisconsin. And we're halfway boarded on Pack X. Let's get back in the plane. We're all loaded in there, so I'm going to speed up the Pack X loading. Tends to load at a realistic is actually pretty long. We do have our 0 fuel weight, so let's go to our init page 2. 0 fuel weight is 241. Fuel planning 7.3. I can bring back up that performance calculator and put in 4.1. Calculate. There's our speeds we need for our performance. V1 130, V2 131, or V rotate, and V2 is 149er. A transition altitude. Oh yeah, Restream bot is just bringing in your texts, your chats are going over to YouTube. They're able to see it, and then YouTube chats are coming over to you. You guys can both see the chats in the tiny little chat box on the bottom corner there, but sometimes it flies by too fast. So yeah, that's what that is. There are sometimes bots on YouTube though, putting up random stupid links. All right. Right, transition altitude. Yep, hey YouTube. Yeah, we're working on getting some more people over here watching on the Twitch stream because I've got 53 followers, so now I just need to get the average of 3 viewers to get that sweet affiliate status on Twitch. Oh, I forgot to put in my thrust. Thrust reduction is 810. 810 feet. The engine will reduce our thrust. And transition altitude again. Going to be 9,000 feet. So we switch to our standard pressure from the ground pressure.
Hey, how's boarding going back there?
We're still boarding. Let us know if you need it.
Alright, so APU, we have the APU. We can disconnect the, well, let's get the fuel pumps on. Disconnect external power. Say goodbye to the power truck. We're just that much closer. Hello, Chris Scott. Did you guys hear that? Here, ITA just had first A319 in the full ITA livery. No, I did not. I did download on flightsim.to the livery though. It looks really cool. I can't wait to get a screenshot of it to make a thumbnail for the YouTube live streams, and then obviously to fly it. That's gonna be a while because I don't, like I was just rattling off my flights around the UK, and those are gonna be flights 106 through at least 112, I would think. And yeah, I haven't even gotten a flight into Italy yet. But we're gonna fly in Italy, and I'm gonna try to get on to ITA, have an ITA flight. And then we're gonna have to figure out a way to get into Vatican City. Probably fly a helicopter in there. That'll be like a one-off helicopter flight, I think.
We're ready to go.
There are no airports there. Eve is from Tennessee and lives near the Mississippi River. Where exactly in Tennessee? I drive along the Mississippi River. Well, basically the only place I drive in Tennessee along the Mississippi River is Memphis. When I was doing over-the-road trucking, I just turned in my truck because I'm going to be doing local work going forward. Oh my! I can't believe my phone rings off the hook during these streams. Every time I'm on a stream, that's when the phone just rings. Scam, 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 all that. Alright, so passengers are all on board. We are ready to go. Your oxygen supply is on. Fuel pumps on. Air conditioning on. Navigation lights on. Thermal power off. Let's turn on the beacon light and get our pushback.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 422. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 50 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices
the pushback tug not gonna... There it goes.
Down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare
Baku ground. Iraqi 442 requesting push and start. Really weird with this pushback tug, this toolbar pushback mod from Ambitious Pilots, is that sometimes you'll actually hear the voices talking to the tug. The tug will tell you to set the parking brake or release the parking brake, lift up the plane. And then other times, like now, it'll just be silent. I guess it just depends on the airport. Right, you can already start seeing the sun coming up. Alright, we're going to start engine 2. We're headed for runway 34. We're going to face... Let's see, we're gonna kind of face north here as we back out. It seems like an inconvenient place for a lamppost. Right on the taxiway where we're gonna be going. I think when we came here, I drove through this this area over here. Kind of cut through there. Well, we're just gonna ignore that light is there.
If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others.
Hey, engine 1 or engine 2 available. Engine 1 start.
In the event that the pilot decides to take you for a swim, a fashionable life vest is located in a pouch under your...
Yeah, I'll jump to some wing or exterior views once we're cruising.
Open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around
We
your
have
neck and the front.
on the right over the engine,
The vest, pull firmly
the left
on
right over the
when
engine,
exiting the aircraft.
wing,
If your life vest does not
wing,
inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpiece
a little
for
bit behind the wing, a little bit behind the wing there,
with a whistle and light.
got a little bit outside here.
As a secondary flotation device. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time.
Quite a few options there, and we're kind of pushing back to really far here. I don't know where we're going. Parking brake set, stop pushback. Okay, you can see it lowered us. We pushed back plenty far enough. Alright, we have engine 1 and engine 2. It's amazing that the A320neo is capable of doing long-range flights. Yeah, I usually do 1 to 3 hour flights, but yeah, I could do about, I think 6, 7, 8 hour flights. Pretty crazy. Eve lives 69 miles away from the Mississippi River in Bolivar, Tennessee. I feel like I've probably driven through there. If that's on, probably on Interstate 40, right? All right. Tug is clear. He's vanished. Have our beacon light on. Let's turn on the runway turn off lights, taxi lights. APU bleed, master switch off. Transponder is set. I think we turned on ATC now. Probe window he's auto. No ice today. Spoilers armed. Let's go to that one of those wing views. Then we're gonna go flaps 1 for takeoff. OKCL, OKCL, Air Warriors. Maybe OKCia, I'm not sure. Let's see, flaps, anti-ice, if required, not required. Taxi brake or auto brake set, nose light, taxi, runway turn off lights. Weather radar on. It's inoperable though, unfortunately. Let's get our taxi clearance.
Baku ground Iraqi 442 with Golf ready to taxi IFR.
Iraqi 442 taxi to in-hold short
Oh,
runway
Oklahoma
3
City.
or using
There you go.
taxiway. Contact tower on 11
I don't think I drove through
decimal
Oklahoma City.
03.
I drove through Oklahoma once to Texas. Well, probably a couple times. I did drive through Oklahoma City, I think. Oh. This Interstate 40 goes through Oklahoma City. I think we went through there when we drove out to Southwest. But never in my truck, unfortunately. All right, we are ready for taxi. Release the parking brake. Here we go. Don't need a lot of thrust once we get going in the Airbus. Got the chronometer. Actually, I'm a little afraid of hitting this pole actually, because sometimes I'm right around it. Okay, so I must have probably seen a Boulevard, Tennessee sign. One of those highways must cross with 40. Oh. Yeah, I guess Azerbaijan's gonna go first. That's cool. Okay, I got kind of turned around here. I thought... Okay, we're only on Juliet. Then we need to turn. The runway's over there, actually. I thought the runway was over here for some reason. Where are you going? I'm thinking Azerbaijan is probably going to go down here. Well, we'll just keep going on Juliet. Makes it a little bit longer taxi. That's why he's turning in there. Because the way the runway goes, it kind of splits off. If you cut through the terminal area, you cut off a little bit of the trip. Okay, yes. I was thinking 64 next to 40, and that's where Bolivar. We have the flight directors on. Chris Scott's favorite plane livery is Play Airlines because it's all bright, bold red. Play Airlines. Play Airlines. Norwegian's all red, I think, isn't it? Play Airlines. A proposed Icelandic low-cost airline based at... Proposed, or... I guess it is. Yeah. Oh, it's just 6 months old. Just commenced operations. Low-cost airline in Iceland. Well, maybe I'll fly on Play when I'm up in Iceland. It is a shame I can't fly every single airline out there. Okay, we are in Alpha. That's not right. Okay, so the sign says we're turning on Bravo, but we're actually turning on Lima. I'm really debating buying the... I forget who it's from, but they went in and updated all this. I don't know how they did this, if they went into every airport or somehow did something, but the signs are much clearer to read. They got the proper taxiway signs at the proper taxiways. And for Europe it's $40 or $35. For the US it's $35. You get a bundle, it's like $42. So why not? Kind of holding out, waiting until they do all of Asia and Africa and everything, and then get the bundle for like $46. That'd be pretty cool to get the whole world. Those little things though, it helps with the immersion. Beautiful sunrise here in Baku. I think that's a plane coming in. Probably another one right there. Some of these might be just lights, you see them, like lampposts. Let's see. Just looking at Play Airlines. Well, yeah, it all depends on how I want to get to Iceland. I mean, we got a lot of choices, so could do it. Everything's beginning a little later. We could just fly Austria all the way over there to Iceland. Let's see, can I get Play Airlines? Let's see if I can get a... Azerbaijan, he still beat us there. Obviously, he had a shorter distance. Oh yeah, that's a bright red plane. Very similar to WOW Airlines, where it's just a very bright pink livery. Okay, so now we're going to turn here to Echo. They got to change that when you're using the mouse to look around, that all your inputs to your controls kind of don't work. What's the flight time? Flight time is... Let's see what I got. On the sim brief, estimated flight time is 1 hour 57. Somehow already 10 minutes behind our expected departure. Delay. Okay, traffic. Why am I not getting a sound from my Pack X? Where's my announcements? That seems a... Doug PV, I miss flying. Good times. Hey, is that... Doug PV? Like, Doug PV? It looks like it. Wow, thanks for stopping by. I know Doug from... I know Doug's sister. She was in my class back in the day, back in elementary school. And she Twitch streams. Her big thing. And Doug, I think Doug was the same class as my brother, my younger brother. Yeah, and we did a lot of flying, me and Doug, because he lived in Shanghai for a number of years teaching English. I lived in Hangzhou and Jeddah And Lingan. I lived in 3 different cities teaching English in China over 9 years. Well, welcome to the stream, Doug. I'm sure my wife, I'm sure Linda is kind of like, oh, is he streaming again? Just one. You only taught there for 1 year? Or just one big flight like that? Yeah, it's enough flying for a lifetime, I think. 13-hour flight. Chicago, Shanghai, or wherever, however you got over there. We can get clearance. Probably tuned to the tower, right?
Baku Tower,
There we
Iraqi
go.
442 ready for IFR departure runway tree 4.
Iraqi 442 hold short runway tree 4. Traffic is Boeing on final.
Alright, so that Azerbaijan flight, he took off. He's right there. We got this Boeing coming in on final.
Hold
We're
short
gonna hold
runway
short.
tree for Iraqi 442.
Eve Wright's making her first comic. That's cool. Flight time, I said, for Tyler T, flight time, I said it was like, what, an hour? Sim Brief saying it's just under 2 hours. It should probably be a little bit shorter than that. Chris Scott says that seems like a lot of money. Yeah, just for taxiway signs and stuff, it does seem like a lot of money, but if you sim a ton, it could be worth it. I haven't bought it yet, so, and I don't think I will, but... Chicago to Shanghai was rough, but it was exciting. Yeah, it's nice when you can see out the window too. Well, I kind of like sleeping on the plane. I actually kind of hate it when it's the daytime. Well, we got another Azerbaijan coming in for landing. Those long flights, everyone would start opening their windows and it'd just be blaze white because you're over Alaska or Russia and it's all snow.
Iraqi 442 QNH 30.03 wind con. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 4.
Let's have the co-pilot take.
Cleared for
take
takeoff
that.
runway tree for Iraqi 442.
Alright, nose light, landing lights on. TCAS set to Tara. Transponder on. And entering the runway. Doug prefers Shanghai to Hong Kong. I didn't do enough of Hong Kong to really... I only went to Hong Kong once. But I like Shanghai. I didn't spend a lot of time in Shanghai either. It was just a visit usually. I think I had a little bit of teacher training there. Really good New York style pizza place there. Hey, we are ready for takeoff. Actually, are we ready for takeoff?
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Oh, Eve's not making a comic due to work. Yeah, that happens. She flew from Memphis to Beijing. Is there a flight from Memphis to Beijing, though? Probably had a connecting flight in there somewhere. B1, rotate.
Baku Tower, ACAL-19 are ready for departure runway tree 4 IFR to Baku. Gates off 19 are line up.
Positive rate, gear up. And a 2-story weird Pizza Hut. We had a 2-story Pizza Hut in Jeddah, actually, in Linda's hometown. So,
129 or decimal tree.
alright,
for
pull back
Iraqi
the thrust
442.
lever to climb.
Baku departure Iraqi
Ooh, spoiler.
442 is at 1,300 feet.
Turn off the ground
climbing
lights.
10,000 feet.
Iraqi 442 Baku departure
turn to the south. Alright, Doug. Gotta head out after takeoff. Pleasure to see the flight get started. Well, you're welcome anytime. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know what my streaming schedule is going to be in the future. It's going to be early morning and like late afternoon, or afternoon right before I go to work, because I'm going to be working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shifts here, but at least I'll be able to be home every day. We're just making a big lazy turn here to head south. That's the Caspian Sea right there. Baku's very colorful. The lights in Baku are pretty colorful in Flight Simulator here. A lot of other cities you don't see all these greens and reds and yellows and blues. I'm not sure why. Alright, Doug. Hope to see you again. Hit the if you haven't hit the subscription, hit the subscribe button and it'll let you know. A little notification on YouTube or whatever, however that works. Thanks for stopping by. Tyler T, usually I'll just hit autopilot right away, but right now I'm flying it by hand. The Airbus, you don't have to put a lot of input. Like, I have both my hands up. If I want to go into turn, I just kind of put it in the turn and put my hands up, and it'll just keep banking until you adjust it. Oh, Doug missed the beautiful sunrise, if he has already left. These sunrises, every time I have a sunrise, I kind of get focused on it. Let's go to a passenger view. Smudges on the windows and all. Alright, our expected arrival is an hour 50 minutes. ETA on the overlay right now is saying 2:25, but that's because we're still climbing. Not a cruise yet. Alright. Down the course. We have the flaps. And now I'm going to go to autopilot. You can see the autopilot's going to correct this turn a lot sharper than I was. Whoa. No need for that autopilot. And...
Baku centered Rocky 442 is passing 9,600 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
Resolve Q5 climb and maintain flight level 220. Iraqi 442 Baku center QNH 30.03. Continue as planned.
Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Flying right over Baku.
Iraqi 442 contact Baku departure on 129.3. Good day.
129.3 for Rocky 442. Baku departure Rocky 4421, 0,000 feet.
Iraqi 442 Baku departure QNH 30.03. Continue as planned. Iraqi 442 climb and maintain 12,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 12,000 feet, Iraqi 442.
Iraqi 442.
Interesting few mountains right there. So Caspian Sea is off to our left. It's also off to our right. As Baku's kind of on this jutting peninsula here. As you see, so you got Caspian on the left and the right.
Iraqi 442. Baku centered Rocky 442 is at 10,800 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
lights off, seatbelt signs off.
Continue as planned.
Eve's flight route to Beijing was Memphis to Miami to, I know the first two and I know the last one, but I don't know the other ones. Let's see.
Baku Center ACAL 19 is passing 6,300 feet.
Sierra Charlie Echo Lima. That's going to be Arturo Merino Benitez International Airport in Santiago, Chile. Wow. And then Lima Echo Mike Delta is Adolfo Suarez Madrid. So Madrid, Spain. Well, that's a very interesting. Like I'm assuming you were going to some other places there. You were, because if your goal was to go from Memphis to Beijing, I would say you go Memphis probably to L.A. or Chicago or Seattle, New York even. I'd hate to have all those stopovers. Let's see if we can get a flight level increase.
Iraqi 442. Request flight level 220.
Iraqi 4425 and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220 Iraqi 442.
Go on the other side. Alright, you can already see the flight time's been cut down to about 1:26 as we gain altitude. Passing through 14,000 feet. I'm going to call for another increase, get all the way up to
Baku Center, Iraqi
360, I believe was our
Request
cruise
flight
today.
level 320.
Yep.
Baku Center, Iraqi 442. Request flight level 340.
Is ATC not coming back to us?
Iraqi
There we go.
4425 and maintain flight level 220. Expect flight level
Eve did that route
340.
because she didn't care about time or distance, but loved the journey.
Climb and
If you can
maintain
do it,
flight level
go for
220.
it.
Expect flight level 340
That gets pretty
Iraqi
expensive, all the
442.
flights, but if you have the time and you can, I'm assuming you visited those
Baku
places
Center,
too.
Iraqi 442.
You wouldn't just want to fly into Chile and then fly into Spain en route. I flew into Korea en route. I would take, I think Chicago to Incheon, Seoul, and then over to Beijing or Shanghai. Early on, then I started just getting the non-stop Chicago, Shanghai. Alright, so we're going to be expecting flight level 360.
And maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300 ACAL 19er.
That's crazy. Didn't visit Santiago, Madrid, or Miami because my grandparents booked my tickets. Yeah, see, I wouldn't want to just do a flight with all those stopovers. I mean, we had our flight back, this final flight we took back from China back to America was, my parents booked the tickets and they booked Shanghai to Montreal and then Montreal to Chicago, and
Climb and maintain flight level 320 ASOL 25.
it would have been nice to see more of Montreal. Even though we had a stopover, we were exhausted. I just wanted to get home, but you know, I don't really like just staying in a place for a tiny bit. Feel rushed. The mountains off the distance. That sun bouncing off. It's great. Eve, this year flying around the world and will definitely take time to visit the cities. Wow. You are pretty lucky to be able to do that.
Iraqi 442, please expedite your climb flight level 280.
That's that call. Alright, I'm going to step away for 1 minute on the climb here. Check and see what the lay of the land is in the house. Make sure everyone's got dinner, and I'll be right back.
Cause altitude by climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340 is all 25.
Alright, let's see. Running around doing all kinds of chores and stuff. Good evening, my friend. I just bought a Thrustmaster Hand 1. Possible to play. Can you tell me which PC I can play? Ask me please, or Windows. I'm assuming you're asking what you can play Flight Simulator on. It's for probably easiest to play on Windows, or you can get it for Xbox. I play on Windows. Yep, and I got the Thrustmaster also. They're flying over. I just love the snow. You just see the little snow in areas. We are right now over, coming up on the city of Tabriz, which is in northwestern Iraq, or Iran. All right. Tabriz is going to be ahead of us. That's actually Tango Bravo Zulu to VOR. One thing I really like about, you notice this, if you look out the window, come back in here, everything's dark and then it brightens up. It actually simulates the different eye brightness. Your eyes adjusting to the different levels of light. Alright, we're cruising at flight level 360. Seatbelt signs are off. Looking very good on fuel. Winds today are kind of coming basically right there, that direction. 82 knots. You can see we're kind of targeting 225 degrees to make that 216 degree course. Just joined. I'm Martin Wenzel, and I'm flying to Baghdad, Iraq from Baku, Azerbaijan. Flight 85 of my world tour, and flying into every country and territory in the world via commercial airliners, commercial flights. And it's flight 85 because that's I've started screen capturing them, streaming them, putting them up on YouTube and Twitch. But I started with X-Plane 186 flights ago, technically. And been doing it ever since. Started over in New Zealand in X-Plane, flew all the way over to Egypt, stopping in every country along the way. Actually, in fact, a few of these countries that we're hitting right now, I've already flown into in X-Plane, but it didn't look like this when I did it. Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, is definitely a great scenery simulator. Flight models, the planes aren't that great yet. Hopefully PMDG's 737 comes and shows everyone how to really do it. But this free mod, the FlyByWire A320neo for the 320neo, the Airbus, is probably the best mod out there, and it's free. So ahead of us, I'm assuming that's probably going to be Lake Urmia. On the other side of the lake is going to be the city of Urmia. Flying over Tabriz right now. Just made the turn at the VOR. Looks like Tabriz is socked in by fog. Can't really get a good look at it. Che, thanks. Yep, nice livery. Iraqi Airways. That's one of the, beyond just flying to all the different places in the world, seeing the airports and the cities, and again, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's such a pleasure to do that because you get to see. It looks so good. But in addition to that, big thing I really liked and started even in X-Plane was getting to see all the great different liveries for all these different airlines. And my only regret is that I can't fly every single possible livery that there is out there because they all have their own story and they're all so cool. I mean, some of them are so, there's some really cool liveries out there that just doesn't work out that I'm able to fly them on the world tour because they don't fly, they're just domestic airlines, or they're not flying where I need them to fly, or I want to fly a different livery. Once I fly, I'm going to fly from Israel, I think Israel to Armenia, Tel Aviv, Israel to Armenia, and that flight's going to be, yep, that flight's going to be on Air Armenia livery. I'm hoping I can get a livery for Armenia Air Company because that's the actual flight. Two different airlines, but either way, I'm going to fly one of those Armenian liveries. But I really want to fly LL, but I don't know when I'm going to have the opportunity to do so, at least on this world tour. Then other airways, you know, South African, Royal Air Maroc, Turkish. Just keep flying those over and over again, it seems, on this world tour. They're always popping up. Some of these you get one off flight with them. I try to do a day flight with those, but I have ended up doing some night flights where you barely get to see the beautiful livery. Thanks for watching on YouTube. We're also streaming on Twitch, so if you do have a Twitch account and you are on Twitch and active over there, it'd be pretty cool if you had jumped over there and watched. I'm at 53 followers. I'm working towards getting that affiliate status, and that requires having an average of 3 viewers on the stream. Kind of struggling with that now. We were doing pretty good early on, but as we've gotten more followers, or I guess as more people have gone back to work, I don't know. Okay, we're going to be going, we're about to hit the lake here. The other side of the lake, coming right up on those snow-covered mountains. Alright, so we just crossed over Lake Urmia, and Urmia, the city of Urmia, gonna be off to our right down there somewhere. That view doesn't really help. Not this view. No. Up outside the plane, see if we can see something. Where are you, Urmia? Probably right there. Might just be that little small community. Or it might be right there. Actually, it's right there. It's kind of just right at the foot of the mountains. That's gotta be a cool place. I mean, just look at that. That's cool. And just the simulation of the snow, how they do that in Flight Simulator looks really cool. You can see how the river ices up. Everything just kind of changes. And it's not a solid line either. It kind of scatters. See right there. I don't know how they do that. Where they're getting that data from. Let's see. So, what are these mountains? These are the Caucasus, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, these would be probably the southern end of the Caucasus. I'm not sure how far down do the Caucasus go. Eve, right, is flying. Do you fly Infinite Flight or Flight Simulator X-Plane? But Eve is a Flight Simmer 2, going to be flying from Moscow. What is DME? Oh, Moscow. I was thinking Memphis for some reason. Moscow DME, not sure what that is, to Nashville nonstop as Aeroflot Boeing 777. Well, that'd be an interesting flight. I tend to fly the real life lines, so you'll get those interesting ones like a Nashville to Moscow or vice versa. These are kind of the, looks like the tail, probably the southern edge of the Caucasus. Something. Not sure. Not sure. You get past here though, we're going to kind of get in some dry, deserty, more arid areas of Iraq. We're just about to cross into Iraq. We're going to be just south of the little triangle of borders between Iraq, Turkey, and Iran. Those three countries kind of converge. Yeah, I think it looks like I think Iraq and Turkey's, because Iraq has these just straight borders. Syria, Jordan, they have these just straight line borders that were drawn on a map. That don't make sense. But I do think the border between Iran and Iraq is based on this mountain range right here. Splits the countries. Guessing Turkey in a way a little bit. Probably a line of mountains.
Center, Iraqi 442 flight level 360.
Iraqi 442 Kirkuk Center. Continue as planned.
Before we get too far along, I'm gonna grab a few quests here. So our arrival, get the ATIS, let's see if we can get that. Usually it doesn't work. It works if you're on VATSIM, you get this great, get the ATIS right from there. Pretty cool. Lots of information. But big thing is going to be the weather request. So basically get the same information. ATIS just tells us what runway. And it doesn't really work in the offline mode here. unfortunately. How are you guys all doing tonight? I was saying earlier on the stream that after this week, the streams are gonna probably solidify a schedule where the stream is either gonna be, my streams are either gonna be early morning, probably 7 in the morning until maybe 7 until 10, let's say, or in the afternoon. It's gonna be one or the other because I can't do both because I'll be working 12-hour shifts Monday through Friday, Monday night 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. That same thing every day. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Last stream was a little frustrating. A lot of people in the stream and did a good VATSIM event, the real ATC, or other people playing roles as ATC over in Germany. But I'm so new to VATSIM, so kind of struggled at that. And then it was just so busy because it was 2 VATSIM events going on. VATSIM Germany had a total coverage of Berlin, tower, ground, delivery, approach, centers, centers all the way down to Zurich. Almost all of Germany was covered with centers. And so almost every 2 minutes when you were flying, you had to switch to a different controller, switch the radio comm and check in. And some people, their microphones are lower than others. They mumble, accents. But it's kind of fun. But if you don't know what you're doing, you kind of feel like I'm screwing things up for everyone. And then Zurich, VATSIM Switzerland was also having an event, Zurich Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, these 2 groups have events, and you could basically fly from Berlin into Zurich, and you'd have full coverage at both airports all along the way. Really nice flight. And the only problem is that because it's an event, you have everyone's jumped in on this event, so you got, I don't know, 50, 100 flights in an hour span here flying between the 2 airports. And so you're waiting in line forever to get onto the runway to take off, and then you get towards Zurich, and then it's like, okay, get into a holding pattern and fly around for an hour waiting for your clearance to land. I just don't have the time to do that. Barely get these flights in. But otherwise good. Only 5 more days left of my vacation. But hopefully once I get into a rhythm here with a schedule, we'll do some 5 more days of paternity leave. Yeah, it wasn't really paternity leave. I had 2 weeks vacation and then another week here because I'm switching positions at my trucking company to a more local thing, but they couldn't get me on the schedule until next week. And I'm like, hey, no problem. I need another week. Help my wife out. Stream. But I'm hoping to get a good schedule going here with streams, like do a world tour flight, Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something, or more relaxing, or maybe during the week, figure out, do like VFR, maybe even a different game, or a little bit more freedom of time. Do a flight, you have to finish the flight before you can end. I do want to do some VFR stuff. I want to continue doing, obviously, the world tour. And I kind of want to play some other kind of games, some shooters, some old school shooters like Star Wars games. And eventually get back into doing American Truck Simulator as well. So we'll see how that all goes. Figure out when. Probably won't be every day like I've been doing during this vacation time. Otherwise I'll wear myself out and annoy my wife. Lots of cloud cover here, but it looks like it's going to clear up once we start getting more to the plain of northern Iraq. Ooh, why does it do that? I hate it when it does that. You should play Farming Simulator. Well, I have farming. I think I have. Let's see, what farm simulator do I have? Farming Simulator 17, and I played a total of 10 hours or 11 hours on it. Oh yeah, if you guys can make it that I can stream full time as a job, I'll play Farming Simulator for sure. Farming Fridays. Yeah, that's the only way I can justify being able to play as much. Not with the baby. Gotta have a job, gotta make money. Can't just be playing video games. Unless you're making an income from it. Farming Sim 2022 came out in November and I have yet to get it. I'm not sure why I got Farming Simulator. I'm not sure if a friend suggested it or if I was like, well, here's another simulator. Simulators are fun to play. And I had fun playing it. It's just, again, you know, there's only so many hours that you can devote to a game, and I really like to dive in. And even now I'm finding it hard to do anything else than fly. Basically I do a stream of a couple flights a day maybe. That's all I can kind of handle. All I can justify. I think that's the Tigris River. Or probably actually it's probably the Euphrates. Euphrates is the one that runs up northern Iraq. Well, that's the Zob River, Great Zob River. Erbil, we're going to be coming up on Erbil. Be on our left side, if you can see it. Okay, so the Great Zob will flow into the Tigris, and then we'll be following the Tigris basically down into Baghdad. Euphrates is further off to the west. Farming Simulator 2022, I want to see. $50. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I'd love to play it, but you know, to spend $50 on a sim and then only play it a few hours. I'm just watching the trailer for the sim. Alright. I have over 300 hours on Flight Sim now. Pretty cool. I'm getting close to 800 now. I only have probably, out of that 800 though, it's only like 200, almost maybe 250, 270 actually flying. Still pretty crazy to me, I think. I'm trying to think. What did I do? Did I switch something on or off? Yeah, so I got Flight Simulator came out what? August last year? Not last year, but 2 years ago now? 2020? I got it in August 2020, so I've been playing it for a year and a couple months, a few months. I got X-Plane back in 2018, I think. And I last played it on September 7th, 2020. So that's, yeah, that kind of tells me right around where Flight Simulator came out. I played that, you know, about 2 years, or about about 2 years. I didn't really play it in 2019 though, much. I'm trying to think. But I only have 611 hours in X-Plane 11. I played that all the time. I flew all the time when I was back in China. Alright, see you tomorrow, Tyler T. Thanks for stopping by. See you again tomorrow as well. Remember to hit the subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much. Are you going to fly the FlyByWire Airbus A380? Of course. Of course I'm going to fly the FlyByWire A380 when they release it. Yeah. If it's good. It's going to be flown. Alright, Tyler T, thank you very much. See you tomorrow. We'll be probably streaming in the morning, and then maybe we'll have another evening stream sort of like this. We'll see. Alright, it wants the destination data. So we actually did get the ADIS, not available, it never is. But we do have the MEDAR. Print that out. Go to our performance page, we need to enter our destination data. It's going to be on the approach phase. Over here, the printer, they're printing out. Alright, so this was January 12th at 0200 Zulu. We're not exactly real time, we're a few hours ahead. Winds 120 degrees at 6 knots, not bad. Visibility 7,000. Few clouds at 3,000 feet, 13 degrees. Our temperature, UNH 1020. That's all we need right there. Where are we now? Starting to enter into the Fertile Crescent. Tigris, between the Tigris and the Euphrates. Mosul is off to our right in the distance. Probably right back there. I'll pull open. So how is this world tour flight log looking like? Are there specific parts of the world where you fly at first? Like, well, you did Africa, then it looks like you made yourself up to the Middle East. Well, the way it worked is I started this concept of the world tour in X-Plane. I started back in X-Plane. I started in New Zealand. I went New Zealand, Australia, island hopped through the Pacific to all the different nations, Papua New Guinea, Malaysia, Vietnam, up into East Asia. Went across Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and actually flew into Azerbaijan, Iran, Iraq. I've already flown to a number of these countries in X-Plane. And flew all the way over.
Share wing 5, 61 yours, 3,000 feet.
Flew everywhere. I believe Turkey, Cyprus even, Israel, a number of these countries. Flew, and the final flight I did in X-Plane for the world tour, I believe, was Egypt. I believe that was the last place I went.
Descend and maintain flight level 330 sham wing 561.
Was Egypt, and that's when I switched over to Flight Simulator, and then I continued to do the world tour in Flight Simulator, but I hadn't started videoing it or anything. Then I got to a point where I'm like, hey, I can actually... I tried it again, because I had tried in X-Plane, it just didn't work very well. I tried it in Flight Simulator early on, and the frame rate was just terrible. And then I started trying it again, and it started working. I'm like, hey, I could do this, make YouTube videos of them, and then start streaming them as well. So that's when I started the renumbering. Okay, and basically that was 100 flights in. I think I started renumbering 101. Flight 101 became the new Flight 1 on this world tour. So I had actually already done 100 flights of a world tour and then started the counting over, and we were in Africa, and so I just kept going. I'm kind of bouncing in the Middle East here a little bit, hitting a few of these countries because why not? But we're going to be turning into Europe because I've already done Asia, and I really want to get Europe and Americas. And then on the tail end of the world tour, we'll finish up with Asia and New Zealand, Australia, and the rest of the Middle East that we missed. Sham Wing. Alright. I don't know what airline Sham Wing is. Let's pull open... what am I looking for? Stop zooming out. Looking for... Where's my... There it is. Alright, so there's our flight. From Azerbaijan down to Iraq. And we're coming over to Crete. What I wanted to look for was our approach. Let's see. So let's pick an approach here right now. ILS 15 left. No arrivals. I'm going to pull up this chart. This is going to give us our transition altitude, 14,000. Oops. The frame rate doesn't start crashing. It always does towards the end of these flights for some reason. Really frustrating. And look for our minimum. Minimum with the ILS is 410 feet. Okay, we are set. Oh, really? We'll throw in this in. 15 left. No star. Approach via decoy. And let's go to radio nav page, the radio and nav page, and we have a few, looks like 2 navigation points we can use. Obviously the ILS is going to be one, it's already in there. India Yankee Delta Bravo, course 146, yep. And then I'm going to put in the Baghdad VOR as well. You see, if we miss our approach, we climb to 620 feet, then climbing turn right to 5,300 via radial 225 out of the Baghdad VOR. So we're going to want 225 as our course there, so we can catch that radial on our way out if we need to. So on our map, on our screen, we'll have a VOR needle, and that's going to aim at that 225 radial, so when we come out, miss approach, we'll be able to turn, get on that radial, and then go to a holding and try again, if we need to.
Descend and maintain flight level 300 Iraqi.
I was wondering when you're going to start descending. Now again, all this could go wrong. They could tell us coming the other way. I'm not getting any clue as to which runway yet they're using. Usually you can just get the Addis, but the Addis wasn't available. The Addis would tell you, okay, we're using 1.5 or we're using 3.3. Alright, so there's the that's the Tigris below us. And then Lake Tharthar. On the other side of Lake Tharthar is going to be the Euphrates. And they'll come together. We're going to be landing right in between the two. We're going to fly over. Yeah, we're going to pass over the Tigris at Crete. And we'll land in between Baghdad and Fallujah. Let's see. How will North America work? Because the 3 countries have states and provinces, not country after country. Will this mean that you will just hop over to different states or just the main hubs? Yeah, I'm not going to fly into every state in the United States because, or in Canada, or in Mexico, because every country technically has different provinces and territories within their borders. Germany has multiple states. Obviously, flying to multiple states within Germany would be kind of silly, as it is a much smaller area. But no, my plan, I haven't really nailed down what I'm going to do in America yet at that point, but we'll probably fly to a few places within America, a few places within Canada to set up flights. But we'll see as it goes. We might just land, maybe we'll just go to Toronto and then go to, you know, Houston, and then fly on to Mexico City, and then fly down into South America. We might just one stop each. But I think we'll see how it goes. We'll probably fly to a few hubs.
Iraqis 442 descend and maintain 16,000 feet.
Right now I'm planned
Descend
through.
and maintain 16,000 feet. Iraqi 442.
Alright, let's turn on the seatbelt signs since we're on our descent. Checked out I think we checked out our passengers already. Again, I say it every time I bring it up, the great localized names.
Gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on. It's time for return to the
Everyone's looking a little less than happy, upset. Rita Albuquerque. Yeah, but I'm so far I'm planned through flight 111, which is going to be the Isle of Man to Edinburgh in Scotland. And basically that's the 6th in a series of flights in the UK area, the United Kingdom area. And that's not even including then flying to Ireland, and then we still need to fly, after that I still need to fly to France, Germany, Italy, Switzerland. Oh, Switzerland, Geneva already. There's a lot of countries I'm already up to flight 111, and we're not even going to be done with Europe at that point. And then figuring out, okay, how am I going to get over to the United States? Am I just going to do a flight transatlantic direct from Dublin or London, Paris, Amsterdam, or am I going to fly up to like Iceland and then bounce Iceland to Greenland and then Greenland into Canada? Because I do need to get Iceland and Greenland, and if I'm already in Greenland, it's going to be a much shorter flight to just go to Canada than to go back to Europe and then do a longer flight. We'll see. So many options, so many places to fly. And we are so high up. Alright. Oh, okay, we have 69 nautical miles. What do we make? Once we get to Recoy, we need to be at... Recoy, we need to be at 3,600 feet. Let's go on our calculator, see if we can make this. Current. Target altitude, 3,600. Start your descent, about 64 for a target. We're cutting pretty close. So we're probably going to want to... I'm going to pull out the spoilers a little bit. Help with the descent. Okay, so we got the Tigris on our left. Euphrates is going to be on our right. I think right there we're still seeing Lake Tharthar. Lake Tharthar over there. Tube stock, can you do a barrel roll, please? Not in this plane. Not on this flight. No, thank you. Sorry. For doing the more relaxed VFR series, and that's what I'm going to have to do. Like every other night, I'm just going to do kind of like a relaxed, or maybe tomorrow we'll do a world tour flight in the morning, and then in the afternoon we'll do some VFR and fly in the smaller planes, and I'll definitely try to do some barrel rolls in the smaller planes. But yeah, not doing in this one. Got a reputation to maintain with my airline. I doubt it. In reality, I do have the crash stuff off. Damage effects off on Microsoft Flight Simulator, because the problem with Microsoft Flight Simulator is if you get damage, it just ends the flight. It just goes to the black screen and says your flight is ended due to damage. It's not like X-Plane where you can do a barrel roll and your wings will fall off and you'll crash. You can see your plane crash and burn, and then just sit there and kind of assess the situation, which was always that was so cool. Flight Simulator doesn't do that, at least not yet. I hope they do at some point. Alright, coming into the river deltas here, into the fertile crescent of Tigris and Euphrates. What was I looking at?
Turkish 79er, 7 climb, and maintain flight level 280.
Okay, so we got Shamwing, we got a Speedbird, that's British Airways, we got a Turkish. Okay, let's see who we got at Baghdad. Using Alpha India Group AI traffic. It's been treating us pretty well. Some of the airports we've gone to have been pretty empty. But Qatar, we actually had to wait in line for like 6 or 7 planes ahead of us at Qatar. Azerbaijan. We had a plane coming in, an Azerbaijan plane taking off, and an Azerbaijan plane landing. Obviously, once we get to Europe, we could either use VATSIM, or depending on how much headache I want, we could use VATSIM, or we could use the AI traffic. I technically do have VATSIM on right now, but there's no coverage right here, so I'm not calling out anything. Technically, you're supposed to call out on the Unicom, because there's could be other planes flying in your area on VATSIM network, but there's no one else. Well, there's a Qatar 97X Boeing 748, but he's way back at probably 100 miles behind us. We're not going to call that out. Did we get descent clearance again? Oh, come on.
Kirkuk Center, Iraqi 442 requesting vector to next waypoint.
Iraqi 442 turn left, heading 175. Shamwing 561, please expedite your climb flight level 330.
Turn left, heading 175, Iraqi 442.
Turn left. Turning right. I'm going to slow us down to 250. That way when we're descending again, we'll be able to make that speed limit and not have to slow the descent too much. Alright, I'm getting the feeling we're going to be coming around the other way. Last time I did that, they did give us one. They did give us the runway we were planning. Kind of had to scramble. I don't know why this does it. We get to the lower levels and then we get this issue with... it always seems to be out in these desert or arid areas where the satellite imagery will be really good high, and then it will, once we get low, they load in the crappier imagery for some reason. Okay. Internet is crapped out a little bit. Oh, come on. Alright, fine. We need to go to our ground pressure because the ATC doesn't know how transition points work. That's why they weren't telling us to descend further. So, there's different transition levels. The transition level technically over here is 14,000, but I've noticed lately that the ATC only recognizes 18,000, which is the US transition altitude. And now we're gonna have to expedite our descent, because I bet you they're gonna give us runway 15 left, because we weren't at flight level 160. We were like a couple hundred feet above because we hadn't put in the ground pressure yet. We don't need to put in the ground pressure until 14,000. Well, it is what it is. See the Euphrates in Lake Tharthar.
Wing 561, please expedite your climb flight level 330. Connery 8134 Heavy, you are 1,700 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet QNH 30.12. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet, Connery 8134 Heavy. Wing 561, please expedite your climb flight level 330. Connery 8134 Heavy, please expedite your climb 16,000 feet.
Alright. On our descent, FCU altitude set and push, seatbelt sign on, anti-ice off, barometric reference set. When lower than 10,000, landing lights on. We're going to reduce our range. We've already done that for our standard ILS approach. Constraints displayed. Confirm ILS frequency and course. We have to wait to get our which runway we're coming in on, which is a little unrealistic. Again, you get that on the ILS. Eve will be back, but if this Zoom call is long and you end, I will see you next time. Well, I'll see you next time. Hope you can get back to the landing. If not, you can watch on playback later.
We have begun our final
Connery 231, climb and maintain flight level 180. Connery 8134 Heavy, please expedite your climb 16,000 feet.
Climb and maintain flight level 180, Connery 231.
Turkish 79er 7, please expedite your climb flight level 280.
442, contact Baghdad approach on 122.4. Good day.
Going to 122.4 Iraqi 442. Baghdad approach Iraqi 442 is at 8,400 feet descending 6,000 feet.
Iraqi 442, Baghdad approach QNH 30.12, continue as planned. Iraqi 442, descend and maintain 3,600 feet.
Descent and maintain 3,600 feet Iraqi 442.
Iraqi 442, you are 14 miles northwest. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect 4 DME runway 15 left approach via Phoenix transition. Cleared to Phoenix. Iraqi 442, you are 13 miles northwest of Baghdad. Contact Baghdad Tower on 118.9er when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.9er Iraqi 442. Baghdad Tower Iraqi 442 12 miles northwest inbound 4 DME runway 15 left approach.
Iraqi 442 Baghdad Tower. QNH 30.12 phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPS PH equals WIHND wind / phoneme 115 at 10. Cleared 4 DME runway 15 left approach.
Cleared 4 DME runway 15 left approach Iraqi 442.
Alright, what did we get? What was it? A little high.
Iraqi 442 phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPS PH equals WIHND wind / phoneme 115 at 10. Cleared to land runway 15 left.
What?
Cleared to land runway 15 left Iraqi 442.
Yeah, we're definitely over speed. Definitely too high, I think. Come on, let's slow down.
2,500.
Oh, we might miss it. We might be too high. We might have to go around. Come on. We're We're gonna have a hot landing here. Oh, there's the runway. We're not gonna make it. Nope. Alright, we're gonna go around.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Going around. This is what happens when we have to change the diaper right before
Don't
landing.
sink.
Not able to
Don't
focus.
sink.
But we're doing fine. Calm down. Alright, so we're gonna turn, climb to 620. We're at that. We're gonna climb back to 5,300 feet. Turning to turn
Baghdad
right.
Tower, Iraqi 442 is going missed.
Iraqi 442, contact Baghdad.
We're gonna
Approach on
capture this
122.4.
this route.
Good day.
Radial.
Going to
225 radio.
122.4 Iraqi 442. Baghdad approach Iraqi 442 is missed approach at Baghdad.
Iraqi 442, you are 2 miles south. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect for DME runway 15 left approach via Phoenix transition. Cleared to Phoenix. Iraqi 442, you are 2 miles southwest of Baghdad. Contact Baghdad Tower on 118.9er when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.9er
Why is my
Iraqi
VOR not
442.
coming closer?
Baghdad Tower Iraqi
Is there the wrong
442
course on
2
there?
miles southwest inbound for DME runway 15 left approach.
Iraqi 442, Baghdad Tower. QNH 30.12 phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPS PH equals WIHND wind slash phoneme 115F10. Cleared for DME runway 15 left approach.
Cleared for DME runway 15 left approach Iraqi 442.
Alright, let's get this locked in the climb. There we go. What are we doing? Why are we going down? Why are we going down? Stupid plane. I want to hold this altitude. It's just like, nah, I'm just gonna... Where is it going? Let's go here. 4,100 feet. How hard is this? Alright. We want to... Turn that off. VOR DME 15 left approach via... What did they say? Okay, FedEx. Alright, so we'll put that in. VOR 15 left approach via FedEx. Insert. That didn't really help. Want us to go back to Baghdad. And let me get my... This is why it's always good to have a co-pilot. You gotta do this crap. They change. They give you that runway right at the end. Very weird. It's just a very weird approach too, because you just fly into the... Basically, you just fly into the VOR and then fly back out, and then turn around. So, all right. So we're gonna go. We're gonna turn. 325. FedEx is where we need to be at 3,600 feet. That was the same, basically the same waypoint as, what was that, for the ILS. whatever point that was. If you're just joining, I see we got a few more viewers here on Twitch. Please hit that follow, and thanks for following along here. We are just about to land in Baghdad on leg 85 of my world tour. And thanks for watching over on YouTube too. We got a bunch of people watching on both platforms. So if you like what you see and you are on both platforms, please give me a follow at both places. All the great links are in the description below on YouTube for the socials. They're also right down below on the overlay. Just search those on those various platforms and you should find me. Alright, so FIDIX we need to be 3,600 feet, so let's get to that. Missed the initial approach because I was changing the diaper. Get to go around.
From the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Unfortunately, due to go around, we're going to be very
Due to
slightly
go
behind
around?
schedule. We do apologize for this flight inconvenience.
I'm not sure why that didn't work on the VOR for well, now the ILS is gone. That switch it to the ILS. I like to use the ILS even if for nothing else, just to have it. The recoil was basically the same point. PAPKey we need to be at 2,100 feet. It's kind of weird. The ILS and they basically have the same waypoints or different names for the same points. 3,600. Now we're making our base. It's basically exactly the same thing. I always think these flights are not going to take as long as they do. Like, oh, it's going to be an hour flight, and then it ends up being a 3-hour stream. Flaps 2. Should get those speed brakes off. Airport's gonna be right over there. Needle's gonna start coming closer pretty soon. Approach speed. 134. We're gonna make our turn. Don't want to turn too soon though. Gonna angle it here. Yeah, made the turn a little too soon. We need to get to 145 degrees. And then when we're 5.4 miles out from the VOR, we got to be down at 2,100 feet. Begin our descent. Okay, 14 miles out from the VOR. FIDIX is at 12 miles out. Just about to approach. Keep slowing the plane down. At 145 degrees. We actually use the controlled heading, controlled speed. I like to slow us down. The ILS, the diamonds coming into range. Sun shining right into our eyes off the river, off the canal. Baghdad is going to be more off to our left. The airport's on the west side of Baghdad. Well, welcome in everyone on Twitch and YouTube. We are just about to land in Baghdad, Iraq on leg 85 of the World Tour. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like, thumbs up, share it with your friends, comment, all those things. Tell me how your night's going. Tell me how stupid I am on these go-arounds. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. I could really use it. And thanks for putting the eyeballs on it. Trying to get to affiliate status, and we got the followers. Now we just got to get the eyeballs on every stream. Thanks for the follow, Jolly1954. Thank you very much. Following on Twitch. Thank you very, very much. Indeed. All right. Approach is 134. We'll get to 134. Apply our flaps. Let's go flaps full. And landing gear down. Go into our approach phase. We'll do a cabin check. Yeah, and I'd rather do ILS on this because I can't see with the fog, the ground mist, and the sun shining. Very easy, just missed the airport. So We'll let the ILS take us in until we can see the runway, and then we'll manually take it in if possible.
Iraqi 442, phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPS PH equals WIHND.
Oh, what is that?
Phoneme 115 at 12. Cleared to land runway 15 left.
I don't know what they're
Clear
reading
to
off
land
there with the
runway
Microsoft and all that
15
stuff.
Iraqi 442.
Alright, we're at our minimums. Our operational minimums. I'm not sure.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Why are we sinking?
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Are you sinking?
Don't sink. Don't
I
sink.
like how the auto land. We're
Don't
auto
sink.
landing and it don't sink.
Don't sink.
Alright.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
I go around, we climb
1,000.
to
Don't sink. Don't
why
sink.
can't I find the go around? 5,300 feet.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay, minimum is 410.
Don't sink.
See the lights for the runway. I just saw lights for the
Don't
runway for
sink.
a moment.
Don't sink.
There we go again.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
Oh,
Don't
are we
sink.
really high or something?
Don't sink.
Holy cow.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
100.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Retard. 5.
Okay, reversers. Forgot to set the auto brake, so we're going reversers. And we'll take the high speed taxiway.
Iraqi 442, turn next taxiway. Iraqi 442, contact ground on 121.4.
Gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is
121.4 for Iraqi 442.
and it's currently about 12 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until
Alright,
the
landing lights off, taxi light.
stop sign is turned off.
We'll pause right here.
When opening the overhead gate and items can be during your flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Or we'll just we'll turn on this taxiway actually. Alright, we're starting the APU. Taxi lights, strobe lights off. APU started. Let's contact ground, get our parking.
Baghdad ground Iraqi 442 taxi to the gate.
Iraqi Iraqi 442, taxi to gate 18 via taxiway
Clear the
Bravo
flaps.
Taxiing to gate 18 via taxiway Bravo Charlie Iraqi 442.
Alright, 18 via Bravo Charlie. Well, we're on Sierra. Well, we'll see what Bravo Charlie are. They always have the wrong, Finally made it for the landing. Yeah, well, we had to go around, so did it just for you. Alright, we're taxiing to gate 18 via Bravo Charlie, but
Baghdad ground Iraq Express 211
there's no Bravo Charlie at this airport, so we're on Sierra. We're gonna go cross over, get on Yankee, and go to the main terminal area.
Takeoff runway 15 right, climb, and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is
Let's see.
122.4
They'll run.
clock 1074.
Yeah, there's no gate 18 either. So we'll go to the terminal. We'll figure out which gate we want to go to. It's all up to us.
Iraq Express 211
You
cleared.
bleed on.
Airport as filed.
Turn engine 2
Takeoff
off.
runway 15 right, climb, and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 128.2 squawk 1074. Iraq Express 211 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.4 when ready to taxi. Good day. Baghdad ground Iraq Express 211 requesting pushback.
Oh, it lost the
Iraq
ATC.
Express 211 pushback. Request accepted.
Well, it sounds like it's gotten back, but like the voices, it went to offline voices, and so you just get that crappy computer voice. Random misplaced lights.
Baghdad ground Iraq Express 211 requesting the end of pushback. Iraq Express 211 request to end pushback received. Baghdad ground Iraq Express 211 with Oscar ready to taxi IFR. Iraq Express 211 taxi.
Weather radar off.
Halt short of runway 15 right using taxiway Charlie Alpha. Contact tower on 118.9 when ready.
Alright.
Taxi to
Looks like we got
runway 15 right using taxiway Charlie Alpha.
no
Iraq
gates
Express
at the
211.
no gates at terminal B. Terminal C looked like it has some gates. Guessing terminal B also doesn't have any gates. So hopefully it gets to terminal C. I hope this CRJ doesn't turn towards us. Wonder if that's Iraqi Express. Looks like he's gonna go out and take runway 15 right. Or use the other taxiway to go the opposite direction from us. If his direction is any indication we are going the wrong way, we should probably be going the opposite direction of us on Yankee here, and then the taxiway right over there that he's on is Whiskey. We'll just pull into one of these gates. Oh, it looks like Terminal D also has jetways. B doesn't for some reason. Okay, what do we got over here? Plane doesn't want to turn. Alright, we'll slip in here. This is going to be... I think this is going to be gate Charlie 33 or 32. That's 36, 35, 34. And we're at 3. Yep. Trying to get... Oh, that jetway's in the way. Alright, let's get the plane shut down. Parking brake on. Let's call for the jetway. Power, catering, baggage, all that good stuff. Runway turn off lights. Taxi lights off. APU is on. We'll bring down engine 1. Turn off the beacon light. Oxygen supply. NAVs. Fuel pumps. Seatbelt sign. Passengers. And begin deboarding. We'll get our external power. Without the APU bleed. And okay, I guess the jetway is going to attach to our rear door and go over the wing. Weird. And they're not even attached to the building. Glitchy stuff on these default airports. Alright, so passengers are deboarding. While they're doing that, let's pull up Volanta. Check out our flight. View the flight. Just take off out of Baku. There's our go around. Our landing 119 feet per minute. Landing G-force 0.94. Landing speed a little slow, 111. Distance 643 miles. Fuel burn 42.59. Flight time an hour 52. And I think our and that's including the go around. The estimated was an hour 57 on SimBrief, so we are still earlier than the estimate. Put that away for now. And we're going to pull up the world map and check off Iraq. Where is it? There it is. And so we have Iraq. And, oh, wrong one. There's Iraq. There's our world tour so far. Africa complete. Good chunk of the Middle East. We're going to have to get Yemen at some point, but I kind of avoided Yemen because of all the real life stuff going on, but I don't know why. It's a sim. Engine's still kind of on there? Hold on. Fuel pumps are off. It's kind of weird how that engine's still and this one's completely gone. Next flight, we're going to be flying to Lebanon. Right there, going to be Lebanon. Next flight. Then from Lebanon, we'll fly out to Turkey. From Turkey back to Israel. And then Israel up to Armenia. Oh, say goodbye to that. Oop. Yeah, we'll go right there. There we go. See what other airlines do we have over here? We have FlyBaghdad.net and UR Airlines. All right, both Iraqi other Iraq airlines. That's all we got for traffic here. That CRJ must have taken off, or at least we can't see him anymore. All right, thanks a lot for coming along on this flight from Baku, Azerbaijan to Baghdad, Iraq, leg 85 of the World Tour. As I said, next flight we're going to be flying to Lebanon. We'll try to get that in guaranteed. Well, I'm not going to guarantee, but at the latest, the stream will start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. I believe that's 1900 Zulu. You can check me on that. But I am going to try to start in the morning. I want to try to get the stream starting early in the morning, because that's when the streams are probably going to be in the future, after I get off my shifts at work next week going forward. So those streams will probably start 7 in the morning, I'm guessing. I'm going to try to start working towards that direction, but we'll still do some. We'll still do an afternoon stream, evening stream, as well during this vacation. So thanks for coming on the flight. If you haven't already, hit that like button, the subscribe, follow. Thanks Jolly1954 for the latest follow, and Cody Moore for the latest sub over there on YouTube. And until next time, happy flying and take care.